What's up, everybody? Ali Singh here. Today, we're talking about Hillary Clinton, Benghazi, the whole aftermath, the whole spill. Let's get right into it. Let's start with the basics. We're in the state of Libya, and we're at the American diplomatic building in Benghazi. It's 9:40 p.m. Libya time, 3:40 p.m. Eastern time. On September 11, 2012, the U.S. diplomatic compound in Benghazi was attacked. And these attacks led to the deaths of U.S. Ambassador Christopher Stevens and Officer Sean Smith. Hillary Clinton got the call right away. She was the Secretary of State, eating her lunch in her tower in D.C. She got the call. Brr, brr. Hillary Clinton, the diplomatic lounge of Benghazi is under attack. You know she got the call right away. Why wasn't there no swift action? Why was not all the rest of the American diplomats, the American officers in Benghazi and Libya evacuated right then and there? Why not, Hillary Clinton? Why didn't you take the motive to secure all the other American officials around the compound, even in the state? Why didn't you evacuate them? I say this all because at 3:40 a.m. local time, 9:40 p.m. Eastern time, a CIA annex 1.2 miles away from the compound that just got attacked 6 hours previously got hit by mortar strike missiles. Air fire. They were under siege. They were under attack. And this attack killed two hard-working Americans, Glenn Dougherty and Tyrone Woods. Rest in peace to those beautiful souls. These are two deaths which could have been easily avoided that night. All you had to do was just remove them. But why didn't you, Hillary? What exactly happened that night? We're going to dive into it. And how did this spiral into a political firestorm? Why did they try to cover it up? What was going on? Let's dive right into it. In the immediate aftermath of the Benghazi attack, initial reports from the Clinton and Obama administration said it was resulted from Islamic video circulating online sprung into the attacks that killed the Americans. But they knew they was blatantly lying. They knew that was false because Hillary Clinton and Obama got the call that second of the attack saying there was gunmen, shots fired, Americans dead. Does that sound like a protest to you? Does that sound like a protest or a pre-planned attack with deadly, sinful ambition behind it? In fact, it became clear to the American public that this was a coordinated, planned terrorist attack. But why did they lie? Why did you guys have to lie? Obama administration, Clinton, what were you trying to cover up? What was the main goal of lying? You knew you were blatantly lying to the American public, and you still spread it out there. As the Secretary of State, Hillary Clinton was responsible for the safety of all U.S. diplomats overseas. Critics argued, and people at the compound in Benghazi argued that the Benghazi compound was inadequate. You got that folder on your desk, Hillary Clinton, to upgrade security. Let's add more security to the Benghazi compound. Let's beef it, let's tighten it up. We need some more security. We need more missiles. We need more ammunition, guns, security. We need everything. But you declined request for additional security at the Benghazi compound. Why was that, Hillary Clinton? Why did you deny all the requests? All warnings were just blatantly ignored for more additional security requests. U.S. diplomats in the compound were arguing for more security, but they never got it. Why? Clinton did take responsibilities for these attacks because she was the one responsible. She had to. I bet you if she didn't have to take responsibility, she wouldn't have. Libya at the time was additionally the worst place for a U.S. ambassador to even be. There was a literal civil war going on at the time between pro-Gaddafi and people who are not pro-Gaddafi. The streets were filled with angry protesters. A civil war was going on and you denied requests for additional security. Interesting. The Benghazi attack did lead to multiple congressional hearings, but no charges, no jail time have been filed for the perpetrators involved. And Hillary Clinton's testimony was the most scrutinized among everyone who was interviewed. The congressional hearings were held in 2015, almost 3 years after the Benghazi attacks, 3 years after families were suffering. Those 4 Americans who died, their families were suffering. They wanted to know answers, and they got answers 3 years after the fact. It's kind of crazy if you ask me. She endured a 11-hour long congressional hearing against the Benghazi House Select Committee. They were appointed by the government to investigate the Benghazi attacks, what happened. She answered questions about the events leading up to the attack and after the attack. One of the most memorable moments of this whole congressional hearing, it was her remark after being asked about the withholding of the information and blatantly lying to the public. Remember, Clintons and Obamas initially came out saying it was a protest, but they knew they were blatantly lying. They knew it was a planned terrorist attack. And this was her response to that. She said, "What difference at this point does it make?"
The fact is, we had 4 dead Americans. Was it because of a protest, or was it because of guys out for a walk one night who decided they'd go kill some Americans? What difference at this point does it make? It is our job to figure out what happened and do everything we can to prevent it from ever happening again, Senator. Now, honestly, I will do my best to answer your questions about this, but the fact is that people were trying in real time to get to the best information. The IC has a process, I understand, going with the other committees to explain how these talking points came out. But, you know, to be clear, it is, from my perspective, less important today, looking backwards, as to why these militants decided they did it, than to find them and bring them to justice. And then maybe we'll figure out what was going on in the meantime.
Hillary, the families matter. The families, they needed closure. They needed to know why was a true reason their sons got killed that night. What happened? Why did my son die? Oh, it's because of a protest. No, they got murdered, slaughtered in cold blood, and you could have prevented it from happening. That's why it matters. The Benghazi ordeal did have a lasting impact on Hillary's career. After that, she became one of the most untrustworthy political candidates in history. It's the main reason she lost the 2016 election, and her reputation is stained forever with the American public and people. Even though she had no jail time to her record, she didn't serve 1 day in jail, she didn't get held accountable as she should, and she still kept her position as the Secretary of State, there was justice another way. Her reputation is slain forever. She has lost trust with the American people, but she still has an immense amount of influence within the government. So really justice has not been served, but we can't do anything. We're just regular US citizens, right? So what really did happen in Benghazi? What I think happened in Benghazi was just a blatant, kind of like a Trump assassination in 2024 type of ordeal. They just deny security lapses, could have been easily prevented. And I guess she doesn't care about the American people as much as she says she does. While opinions are divided by most people, what they think happened that night, who should have been held accountable, the impact of the event is undeniable. It completely stained Hillary Clinton's reputation. She's not the same political candidate as she once was, because the truth has came out. Let me know what you guys want to see next, and have a great day. Thank you.